Panthers. Okay, so we're going to continue practicing different textures today. We're going to try to do the texture of dragon skin. Now mine isn't totally done, you guys can see, but we can create texture just by repeating shapes, and then we can also create a texture by the way we color something. So I'm going to walk you guys through how to draw this really, I hope, basic dragon's eye, and then around it is where we're going to create that tough, scaly dragon skin. All right, everyone. So grab a sheet of paper, grab a pencil, and I'm going to walk you guys through some of these basic steps. Let me turn my camera around. And as you guys can see, I'm going to be using color pencils later on to color. Right now, let's just walk through some of our basic steps on how to draw our dragon's eye. And trying to make sure we don't get too complicated because I really do want you guys to focus on creating an interesting scaly texture. All right, so to start, I'm going to do a big arch with a little bit of a hook there. And then I'm going to bring it down and over. All right, good start so far. And now we want to do a really interesting shape, almost like a lizard shape, I suppose. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but I'm going to do something like that. And we want to create a gleam or a shiny part of the eye, so I'm going to draw those two shapes here. And just so we can see that this eye is round, it certainly helps to have a couple of marks here and there indicating that it's round. I'm going to put a little glimmer in the eye too, so it looks shiny and smooth. All right, so we're going to give our dragon an eyelid, upper and lower lid. So I'm going to make these lines pretty close to this eyeball. And maybe one more big guy up here. And one more big one up here, but I'm going to loop it around. And I'm going to start doing some of my textures. All right, so dragons obviously aren't real, but I'm assuming that they are going to be reptiles. So we're going to do scales like you might see on a crocodile. And we're going to repeat some of these shapes over and over again down the eye. And again, they don't all have to be exactly the same. You guys want to try to fill in your space with this sort of texture. Repeating shapes can create a texture. And up top, I'm going to do a couple of different looking ones. Maybe like more like a horn or a spike. Do a big one up here. Honestly, folks, you guys can make up some of your own too. You don't have to copy all of my stuff. You can fill in your space with more of the same shapes, or you can mix it up if you want to. Oh, this is going to look really cool. Okay, and then to add to our texture, I like to add some lines at the tips here. Kind of creates a little bit of a shadow. More another additional texture on top of our shapes. And I like to make sure that the lines are going in the same direction as our scales. Ooh, this is going to look really cool. So I actually think I'm going to take a thicker marker, or if you guys are just drawing in pencil, that's fine too. And I want to make sure that I trace this upper eyelid with a thicker line. So if you're just drawing in pencil, maybe when you go to Sharpie this again, you want to go a little bit thicker with this line. And take your time, I'm going pretty fast. So like you guys can see, I went a little too fast over here. So we got to go over it again, kind of clean it up, make it look nice and smooth. Ooh, that's going to look really cool. right, and then if you're going to start coloring for the eye, it all depends on whatever materials you guys have. So right now I'm going to leave that pupil black, just like our spiders from yesterday. If you guys joined our wind yesterday, we did some scary black widow spiders, and we wanted to make sure our spider, the texture that we started with, was smooth and shiny. So we used the whiteness of the paper by creating a little shine spot that we don't color. All right. Ooh, this is looking pretty cool. Now, our next step is we're going to begin coloring. Now, when I colored mine, you guys can make yours any colors you want. You go for it. But big deal stuff, I would say, we want to layer our colors. So I always start out with like a base color. I'm like, I know I want some of these scales to look purpley or pink. So I started with that color. And then I'm going to push down a little harder maybe with another kind of purple. And give it another layer in here. Maybe a little bit more of an edge. And in the middle, I might layer in a little bit of a pink. I'll show you how we can do some of this with our individual scales too. So I think I'm going to put a little bit of pink in the middle just to blend it, see if it'll do anything for me. Oh, that looks pretty cool. All right, I'm going to try to do something similar. Maybe, oh no, I broke my pencil. Oh, yeah. Let's see, what other color can I use instead? I found a blue indigo. This could be kind of cool. And I'm going to create some more texture just by, again, repeating some shapes in this little section here. And I might add a little bit more blue towards the top. Get a beautiful shadow going in here. Awesome. And I'm going to find a lighter blue and add that in there. Do you guys see how beautiful this looks when you layer colors in? Oh my gosh, I love that. Let's try something over here. So I have this like nice like seafoam green that I put in there. I'm going to find maybe a darker green, maybe a dark blue. I'm going to see what else can I layer on top of this green to make it look more interesting. I actually think using some of that indigo blue would be cool. Well, I'm going to start a little darker here. Almost make it like fade into another color. A little lighter, I won't push down so hard. And then at the tip here, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. Oh yeah, that looks really cool. Oh my gosh, you see how much more interesting that is to that one? This is going to be great. So you can start doing that kind of thing in all your different skills. You could change up the color. I look forward to seeing what you guys make.